Pressure is mounting on Portland leaders to respond to the actions of federal immigration enforcement. Today, I looked into what options are and are not on the table. After chaos during a weekend protest, outcry against actions from federal immigration agents in Oregon is getting louder.
This was a wake-up call for a lot of folks.
This week, dozens of local unions sent this letter to the Multnomah County District Attorney and the Mayor of Portland, demanding they hold federal agents accountable. Enrique Ferreira leads the Oregon Education Association.
And I think it's time for our elected officials to be more proactive, acting more hands-on.
On Saturday, federal agents shot tear gas at thousands of union members, including children, marching in protest outside the South Portland Ice Building. Angela Bonilla was there.
I could just see the plume of the cloud of gas.
Angela heads the Portland Teachers Association.
I saw ICE use chemical weapons against these folks. And so we wanted to sign on to this letter because it's crucial that our elected officials in the city hold the line.
Union leaders are calling on the mayor to enforce city code at the ICE facility and investigate tear gas use, and urging the district attorney to prosecute federal officers for unlawful force.
Everyone's been charging at and yelling at the city councilors to do more about ICE. Where's the mayor and where's the DA in this process?
So those are demands from some in the community, but it begs the question, what can local officials actually do in response to actions by federal agents? How far does their authority extend? District Attorney Nathan Vasquez tells KGW in a statement, "I abhor political violence. I believe that Washington is looking for a fight." Multnomah County District Attorney has an investigations division. Originating new criminal investigations is not a part of their job, nor something that they have the resources to do. Attorney General Rayfield has said his office is investigating these situations. And we're told Mayor Keith Wilson will respond to the union's letter next week.
I think that they have more power than they're acting as though they do.
Holly Brown is leading a protest outside Mayor Wilson's house this Saturday.
While the people who live in the South Waterfront neighborhood and immigrants in Portland in general aren't able to know peace in their homes, we're going to go to the mayor's house and say, you also don't get to have peace.
She's calling for the mayor to close the privately owned ICE facility by revoking its permit.
They can't gas if the building is not there.
Okay, so Holly tells me the mayor called her this week and requested a meeting. That meeting has not yet been scheduled. But just this afternoon, the mayor's office told me that he does not have the authority to unilaterally revoke a land use agreement, as some have called for him to do. Though this call for action from local groups is something that Wilson did mention in an op-ed recently published in Newsweek titled "Hold the Course to Stop ICE." The mayor writing, "Know that public frustration with the limitations of our offices will continue to invite provocateurs and opportunists. They'll insist that local police can impede or arrest federal officers at will, or that wielding civil land use laws and implementing fines can effectively remove ICE from our communities. There is something quintessentially American about these demands. Like my fellow mayors, I too have wished that we could find a loophole or dust off a forgotten law. Portland's attorneys have certainly looked. That said, we don't need to pull a legal rabbit out of a hat to win. We need only stay the course." Okay, in December, Portland City Council passed an ordinance that would fine the owner of the ICE building if actions there negatively impact the surrounding neighborhood. Now, use of tear gas would just be one example. However, implementing the ordinance has faced setbacks because the mayor and brand new city administrator did not meet their 30-day deadline to figure out how to create the rulemaking process needed to actually fine the facility. A spokesperson for the mayor tells us this work is an absolute top priority for the administration, and executive leadership is actively coordinating and moving quickly to finalize an enforcement framework for council review.